If you've been thinking about moving down to New Mexico in 2025 or any year after that, this video is going to be super important. We're going to go through every reason why people are moving here and what to expect, what living in Albuquerque is like versus Santa Fe, all that stuff here. So you're not going to want to miss this one. Grab your pen and your pad and let's get into today's video. Yo, look, I know that you're like so confused on everything that people are putting out there when it comes down to living in New Mexico. Be quite frank, there's just not enough data. We're trying our best with these videos, and if you've been around this channel for a while, we really appreciate you coming to hang out with us. And if this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, my name is Eli. Welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you never miss out on any videos, because we are dropping videos just like this one here, talking about what living in New Mexico, what living in Albuquerque, and all these other great cities here in New Mexico have to offer. And if you are planning on moving down here, I am a licensed broker here in the state of New Mexico, and I'd love to help you find that next place to call home. So that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to call or text me at any time. Number one, guys, is a super important question you have to ask yourself when it comes down to relocating to New Mexico, and that's going to be whether or not you're going to want to live in northern New Mexico or southern New Mexico. Now, it's not east or west or anything like that, because really New Mexico is split up into two different areas. Northern New Mexico is going to be way more green. You're going to have mountain ranges, you're going to have rivers, all that stuff. And not to say that southern New Mexico doesn't have that, but it is going to be more desert, kind of like closer to the border style of living. So it is going to be a little hotter. You're going to have Ruidoso, but Ruidoso recently has had a lot of floods, so a lot of people are avoiding that area, but overall still great to vacation. And if you've never seen Ruidoso, yes, it's a mountain town down in southern New Mexico that just has a ton to offer. We planned on going this year, but they got flooded out, so we skipped that and canceled our trip and went up to northern New Mexico. So really, guys, what's the two differences here? Well, northern New Mexico, since it is closer to Colorado and you get all these great, San Juan Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, San Juan River, you get Chama, you get Taos, Espanola, Santa Fe, you get Farmington, you get all these great places that are abundant in all this nature and resources and stuff like that when it comes down to the outdoor lifestyle. It is going to be a little bit more expensive. On average, you can expect to pay over $500,000 for a house there. Now, southern New Mexico is kind of a cheat code. It's a little bit more desolate, right? There's not a lot of people living down there. You do have Las Cruces, Ruidoso, Alamogordo, and you're gonna be close to El Paso, so that's another great caveat there. But you can expect to pay anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 for a house down there. Now, when it comes down to picking and choosing, I really recommend people kind of take a look at both. What is your lifestyle gonna be like? What's your budget? What's really important to you when it comes down to relocating to New Mexico? Because if it's gonna be that outdoor lifestyle, totally recommend going up to northern Mexico, because if you're like me, you enjoy fishing, and there's a ton of people that say you shouldn't talk about fishing on here. Well, guess what? I have it tattooed on me. Big old fish, my grandpa fishing right here. Like, it means so much to me that anytime that I can get close to a river or whatever access to water, I'm there. Southern New Mexico has some of these things here. If you're interested in like Oppenheimer and all that stuff, they did a lot of the nuclear testing down there. So just kind of things to think about. If you're into Billy the Kid, then you can go to Ruidoso, go to Lincoln, and see all that history there. So much history in southern New Mexico, especially because it's close to Mexico and the Texas border, that you're never going to be bored. So it really comes down to lifestyle, guys. The second topic on this video, guys, is going to be whether you're going to look for a major city, right? And when people talk about major cities, yes, Las Cruces comes up in the conversation, but that's really more so because you're trying to live close to El Paso, or you're going to New Mexico State. In the retrospect of popularity, I guess, so to say, people are choosing Albuquerque or Santa Fe. Rio Rancho gets thrown in the mix, Las Lunas gets thrown in the mix. Overall, just kind of talk about the greater Albuquerque area, which involves Rio Rancho, Las Lunas, Edgewood, Tijeras, and all that stuff. So Albuquerque versus Santa Fe. Why choose one or the other? And it's really price point. Believe it or not, in Albuquerque, you can purchase a house for under $350,000 on average. That's just anywhere in the city. You're looking for just a regular house. You just want something decent that you can finally purchase, because whether you're coming from Denver, Dallas, Florida, I mean, these states with these major cities, you're looking at $500,000 and up on average, even sometimes $900,000 like in California. When you can get the most bang for your buck, especially with all the amenities super close to you, you're gonna wanna pick Albuquerque. Now, if you're into like art, you're you're retired, you don't want busy streets, a whole lot of noise, definitely pick Santa Fe. Why? Because the houses up there are super artsy, ton of adobe houses if you're into that, and ton of history there as well, right? It's one of the oldest capitals in the nation, guys. This is how long New Mexico's been around. We're super old. Like, we were a place to live before the United States even adopted us. So just to give you guys kind of like the idea of what Santa Fe has to offer, yes, it offers multi-million-dollar houses. I got a buddy that's building new construction multi-million-dollar houses out there. So if you're interested in that, you want a super luxurious home, you don't care what the price tag is, and even if that, you do care about the price tag. I got a buddy that's building houses from $1 million to $2 million that are amazing and gated communities, and they're super dope, right? Getting away from that topic of conversation, Santa Fe does offer a little bit more access to the outdoors than Albuquerque does because we're a bigger city than they are. And you're gonna be close to like Pecos, which is like 30 minutes outside of the city. Personally, we love going to Pecos to go camp and fish and all that stuff. It's so amazing. They got the Lightning Ranch down there, it's what it's called. And that ranch has so much history. You guys can look it up and you guys will see exactly what we're talking about. And I think Randy Travis actually has a ranch down there. So plenty to do. And plus you're gonna be 2 hours away from Taos, Hispaniola, less than an hour away from Las Vegas, New Mexico, not Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, we do have a Las Vegas here and it's super dope. It's super chill, it's tiny, quaint living, and all of that area up there has that to offer to you guys. Now, not to say you can't get that in Albuquerque. Most people are moving to Albuquerque because they want convenience. They want to be able to drive 10 to 15 minutes just to get to a Costco and all that stuff. They want shopping, they want the schools and all that stuff. So I guess, so to say, for the sake of the conversation, it's a little bit more family friendly orientated or whatever you want to say, if that makes any sense. When it comes down to picking and choosing, those are the big things that we see people kind of like, you know, checks and balances on the whole thing. They're weighing out what's going to be the best for them. And when it comes down to just, they want to live in Santa Fe because of the environment, the artsy, the bougie kind of lifestyle, it's a little bit more quieter. That's why they go to Santa Fe. And if you can afford it, right? Because on average, a house in Santa Fe is going to cost you over $600,000, which is double of Albuquerque. The fourth topic is something that if you're totally new to the state, there's some things that you should know, and it mainly comes around the culture. New Mexico's culture is super community centric. Like, everything is about the community, seeing each other grow, supporting your neighbors, close, tight-knit communities. Like, it's awesome. What other place can you go to where you're gonna get that? Most people in these major cities are so, you know, like this, that they don't even have a chance to talk to you. But here you can go to a coffee shop, get to know the owners, get to know the people behind the bar, and even talk with some strangers and make a new friend. Like, New Mexico culture is like that. It's super slow paced, so not everybody's moving at 100 miles an hour. People really want to become your friend, want to get to know you, and you just don't know who you're gonna meet when you go into these places. I've been into so many different coffee shops. I say coffee because I got my coffee here ready to go. I'm just a super coffee fan. So anytime you meet with me, we're always gonna meet at a coffee shop. Who doesn't enjoy having a good conversation over a good cup of coffee? And I know all the best spots. So if you wanna know and you want a recommendation, I can give that to you. That number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Yes, I can help you find and guide you through the best way to purchase a house, but I can also guide you in making sure that you're hitting all the best spots. There's a link in the description down below that allows you to download a free relocation guide as well. Jesus, so much information to unpack here. The coffee's hitting, I'm feeling good. The food and lifestyle is super huge here. We have a diverse menu of options for you guys, whether you're in Santa Fe, Los Lunas, or Albuquerque. There's gonna be a big plethora of different choices. You got Greek, New Mexican, which yes, it's two different things. Kind of like same but different thing. And then you have like all the other ethnicities that are bringing so much different things to the table. And you see some of these people collaborate to just create unique places to go and enjoy. So all of that is super crucial. Overall, New Mexico is a big outdoor community, so you're gonna get people that just enjoy hiking, fishing, biking, going hunting. And again, I'm gonna talk about these things because this is what it comes down to living here in New Mexico, is that you're gonna spend a lot of time outside because the weather's good. I mean, right now I'm not recording outside, and I planned on recording outside, but it's monsoon season, it's windy, it looks like it's about to rain, and you'd have all kinds of noise in the microphone, so that's not ideal. So we're in the garage office, guys. Bring bringing all this information to you guys. And one more thing, when it comes down to being a newcomer, you can expect your life to be enriched. You're gonna get a better quality of life, and it's not just because you're saving money, but it's because you're gonna be able to slow down and enjoy life. Not to say that you're not enjoying it wherever you're at. It's an experience when you come down here. I can explain it till I'm blue in the face, but you're not gonna get it till you actually live here. The last topic on this video, guys, is gonna be the practicality of living here. How practical is it? And this is a conversation that I go into when we have these conversations over a Zoom call when you reach out. And we talk about your lifestyle. What's important to you? Is it affordability? Is it your lifestyle? Is it daily commutes? Like, what's important to you? And here in New Mexico, I can tell you, as far as like living in Albuquerque, everything is conveniently located to you, like 10 to 15 minutes away. Unless you're crossing the river during traffic hours, which you can totally predict, which is 7 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're gonna be fine. Anywhere that you're trying to go is gonna be anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes away from you, just all depending on the certain day and situation. Now, if you're coming during Balloon Fiesta, avoid the east side like a black plague, because there's over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that come to visit here, and they mainly stay on the east side because it's easier to get to the Balloon Fiesta Park from the east side. And plus, there's way more houses over there than there is on the west side. So now, in terms of practicality, there's a couple things that you wanna consider here when you're moving down here. The weather is awesome. I know I said that. Summer times, you're talking about 90-degree on average temperatures. Winter times, you know, around 20 to 30 degrees. Yes, it gets cold here, but with all the layers that you're gonna be putting on, once you get inside your car or building, you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be able to take some of those layers off. So that's something practical that you're gonna wanna look into, is some good layers, base layers, sweaters, whatever it is, right? Spring and fall, perfect time to come and visit. Perfect time to see what Albuquerque really has to offer, because the weathers are in the 80s, 70s, like they stay around there in the nighttime. Of course, it gets cold because we're in the higher desert area. Just consider the weather here and what you're gonna have to do to kind of acclimate yourself. Now, we are at a higher elevation, so if you do have trouble breathing, I'd suggest you get with your doctors before you make a move down here. Now, another thing that I wanna bring up is the transportation. We do have public transportation here in Albuquerque, but it's not as robust and great as these major cities. For the majority, you're gonna be doing a lot of driving, so I recommend that you get a car. If you don't wanna get a car and you're totally against it, you can live like in Nob Hill, downtown, or the UNM area, just to really get around on foot and bike in the public transportation system, all within a reason and within ease. So a couple of practical things that you're gonna wanna consider there, but overall, with houses being so cheap here, cost of living being lower than anywhere else in the United States, unless you're living in Timbuktu in rural Oklahoma, like I can't compete with that, because there's really not a whole lot going on there, and it just isn't comparing apples to apples. And even though you do want to live that rural lifestyle, you can live that rural lifestyle here and still get all the convenience you want. Like if you want to live in Tijeras in the mountains and be like 15 to 20 minutes away from a Costco, totally doable. So a lot of things to consider here that are super practical, that will add to your life, not subtract, to be honest with you guys. And this is what people tell us, is that like, man, we live out here in Michigan and like the wintertime suck because we don't want to go anywhere. There's so much snow, it's cold and all that stuff. Here, even though it's cold, you're still going to be able to enjoy your day throughout the day, because when the sun comes out, it gets nice and warm. So a lot of things to consider. Most of them are pretty practical, pretty within reason when it comes down to living here. How much money you have to make here. On average, the person makes around $60,000 to $70,000 a year and live a pretty comfortable life. So if you do have any more questions, just reach out. All right, so whether you're looking for affordability, you're looking for a slower pace of life, or you just want a different lifestyle that caters to more of the outdoor type of living, or you just want to live in a quieter area, New Mexico can offer that to you guys, just all depending on where you're looking to live. Now, we can help you relocate anywhere from Santa Fe to Los Lunas, Albuquerque, and even northern New Mexico and southern New Mexico, because we have partners all over the state. If you're ready, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to call or text me at any time. Let's hop on a quick Zoom call, really look at this into detail and see what the next steps are, because it's gonna take a lot of pre-planning before you actually move. And if you're feeling stressed out already, I can help you with that. But if you're not ready to make the move and you're just kind of exploring things, there's a link in the description down below to download a free relocation guide. Go ahead and download that guide, get a feel for what New Mexico and Albuquerque has to offer for you guys, and some of these other great cities here in this state before you actually make that move. So I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my coffee because I love coffee. And whenever you guys are ready to come down and enjoy a good cup with me, I know a ton of good spots. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you guys have a good one. Go ahead and watch the rest of the channel because there's tons of other videos with a ton of great information on living here in New Mexico. I go into great details in neighborhoods, areas, and all that stuff. So if you're ready to make that move, I'd love to help, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.